Hey guys, it's FSG Anonymous coming back at it with another video. This one is a division simulation. We're going to take the best players from each teams, put them on one team in their division, run the simulation, see who wins, and see what Madden has as the best overall division in the game. Thank you so much. We just hit 40 subscribers on YouTube, so go like and subscribe if you're new to the video. And we just got our Twitch affiliate, so go watch us at FSG Gaming on Twitch. Link will be in the description. So let's just go ahead and get started with the video. So, starting off in the AFC East, we decided to pick the Buffalo Bills. We're going to have quarterback Josh Allen running the controls in the offense. Devin Singletary, surprisingly, was the best running back in the AFC East. At wide receiver, we're going to have Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley from the Bills and Will Fuller from the Dolphins. Our tight end is going to be Mike Gesicki from the Dolphins. Left tackle, Isaiah Wynn. Lots of Patriot linemen you'll see in this video. Michael Onwenu and David Andrews, all Patriots so far. Right guard is going to be Shaq Mason, also a Patriot. And Trent Brown, also a Patriot. So the Patriots have the best offensive line, I would say, in the AFC East. Starting off left end, Jerry Hughes is going to stay on the team. Right end is going to be Emmanuel Ogbah. We had to switch. The Jets actually had Shaq Lawson was supposed to be the actual starting guy, but according to Madden, we can't trade him in the roster editing, so we made Emmanuel Ogbah the starting guy, and Quinnen Williams from the Jets and Ed Oliver. So the Jets did have a player make the squad. C.J. Mosley at left outside linebacker, and middle linebacker Dante Hightower coming back this year after taking a year off. We got Matt Milano at right outside linebacker, and Stephen Gilmore, Tre'Davious White, and Xavier Howard. Definitely a strong spot on the squad. At free safety, Devin McCourty, of course, and at strong safety, Jordan Poyer. So that gets us with the Bills. Our second AFC team we're going to go ahead and take a look at are the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions. Let's just get back to the quarterbacks here. Of course, your boy Patrick Mahomes is going to be taking the controls of the squad. At running back, Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders. Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton as your wide receivers. Your tight end, of course, Travis Kelce. And your offensive line, Garrett Bowles from the Broncos. Richie Incognito from the Raiders. Starting center, Corey Linsley from the Chargers. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, the Canadian right guard. And at right tackle, Brian Bulaga from the Chargers. So a little bit of a mix here when it comes to the AFC West. At left end, you're going to have Chris Jones. Right end, Frank Clark. So it kind of stays the same here, Kansas City. Defensive tackles, Linval Joseph and Derek Nottie. Left outside linebacker, the legend Von Miller. Middle linebacker, Alexander Johnson. And a right outside linebacker, Bradley Chubb from the Broncos. So a lot of Broncos on this squad as well. Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan, and Rashad Fenton are going to be your corners. Justin Simmons at free safety, and your strong safety is going to be Tyrann Mathieu. So that'll stay the same. The third team we're going to get into from the AFC are the Cleveland Browns, representing the AFC North. At quarterback, no surprise, Lamar Jackson, MVP, is going to lead this team. Your starting running back, Nick Chubb from the Browns. He's going to stay, and Kareem Hunt. So they're going to have their 1-2 punch again out of the backfield. Odell Beckham Jr., Tyler Boyd, and Jarvis Landry. I thought there'd be a little bit better. Juju Smith-Schuster was kind of on the fringe with Landry at 84, but we just decided to go with Landry. Mark Andrews is your starting tight end. At left tackle, we have Ronnie Stanley. Left guard, Joel Patino. Center, J.C. Tretter. Right guard, Wyatt Teller. And our right tackle, Jack Conklin. So 4 Browns on this offensive line. A left end, Stephon Tuitt from your Pittsburgh Steelers. Right end, Myles Garrett. At defensive tackle, Brandon Williams and Tommy Togiai. TJ Watt, left outside linebacker. Devin Bush is going to be your middle linebacker. And your right outside linebacker is going to be Melvin Ingram, newly acquired Steeler. At your corners are going to be Marlon Humphrey, Denzel Ward, and Marcus Peters. A pretty solid corner unit there. Free safety is going to be Jesse Bates, and your strong safety is going to be John Johnson III. Overall, this is probably one of the stronger teams in the AFC. And your final AFC division, the AFC South. So we decided to go with the Titans for this selection. It was between the Titans and Colts. It came close, but we went ahead and took the Titans. Ryan Tannehill is going to be leading the way at quarterback. Running back, Derrick Henry. Beast wide receiver, Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and Brandon Cooks. Your starting tight end is going to be Jack Doyle from the Colts. Left tackle, Laramie Tunzel from the Texans. Left guard, Quentin Nelson from the Colts. You're going to get Ryan Kelly, also from the Colts, with Mark Lewinsky and Braden Smith rounding out. So a lot of Colts on this offensive line, kind of like what we saw with the Browns. Two really strong units coming into this next season. Jeffrey Simmons, left end, is going to stay on this team. Danico Autry, right end. DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart are going to be your defensive tackles, with Darius Leonard, Miles Jack, and Josh Allen leading your linebacking core. Pretty solid linebacking core. Shaquille Griffin, Bradley Roby, and Kenny Moore are your corners, with Kevin Byard and Kahari Willis as your safeties. So that rounds out the AFC. Personally, I think the Chiefs and the Browns are the teams to beat, but we'll see how Madden does with the simulation. Your NFC squads. We're going to start off with the defending Super Bowl champions, the Buccaneers. So, of course, Tom Brady is going to be at the helm for this squad. Your starting running backs, Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers. Your wide receivers, Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, and Calvin Ridley. Gronkowski is going to remain the tight end. Your left tackle, Teron Armstead from the Saints. Ali Marpet's going to stay as well as Ryan Jensen. At right guard, you have Chris Lindstrom from the Falcons. And at right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk. It was between him and Willis, I believe? Or is it Wirfs? We decided to go with Ramczyk just for experience. Left end, Cameron Jordan. Right end, Grady Jarrett from the Atlanta Falcons. Vita Vea and Onyemata are going to be your defensive tackles. Shaquille Barrett, Levante David, and Jason Pierre-Paul are going to be the linebacking core. So all Bucs linebackers on this squad. Marshawn Lattimore, Carlton Davis, and A.J. Bowie are going to be your corners. And your safeties are Marcus Williams from the Saints and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, as well as from the Saints. The next division we're going to be looking at is the Cowboys in the NFC East. Again, another kind of a weak division in the NFL. We might see the Cowboys emerge this year. I doubt it, but we'll see. Dak Prescott's going to lead the way on this squad. Running back, Saquon Barkley from your Giants. Wide receivers are Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin, and Kenny Golladay. Your starting tight ends can be Dallas Goedert from the Eagles. And your offensive line, Tyrone Smith, Eric Flowers, Jason Kels, Zach Martin, and of course Lane Johnson. So pretty solid, I would say, offensive line there for Dak. DeMarcus Lawrence is your starting left end. Your other end is going to be Chase Young. And your defensive tackles, Fletcher Cox and Jonathan Allen. Pretty solid defensive line here so far. Leighton Vander Esch at your first linebacker spot with Blake Martinez and Micah Parsons. So kind of a weaker linebacking core, but the defensive line definitely makes up for it. Corners are going to be James Bradbury IV, Kendall Fuller, and Trayvon Diggs. Logan Ryan is your starting safety, as well as Jabril Peppers at strong safety. So that rounds out the Cowboys roster. We're just going to go ahead and take a look at the Packers until we get to our user team in a second. So the Packers. Let's just get back to your quarterback position here. Okay. So starting off with Aaron Rodgers leading the squad here, with Dalvin Cook at running back, would be a crazy combo in real life. Wide receivers Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, and Adam Thielen. TJ Hawkinson at tight end from the Lions. Your offensive line, Bakhtiari, Elgin Jenkins, center Frank Ragnow, right guard James Daniels, and right tackle Brian O'Neill. Your defense, Akeem Hicks, Michael Brockers on your defensive line. In your defensive tackles, you have Michael Pierce and Kenny Clark. Your linebackers, Khalil Mack, Eric Kendricks, and Rashawn Gary. At corners, you have Jair Alexander, Patrick Peterson, and Mackenzie Alexander. Kind of a weak corners in this division, for sure. Eddie Jackson from the Bears, and rounding it out, Harrison Smith from the Vikings. So that does it for the last computer NFC squad. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Rams squad here, and just let me get to manage roster. Adjust the lineup. Alright, so as you can see here, our quarterback is Russell Wilson. Our running backs are Chris Carson. We have wide receivers DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf. Tight end George Kittle, and our offensive line is not too bad. Rodney Hudson, Laken Tomlinson, Gabe Jackson, Mike McGlinchey, and Trent Williams. Our defense, if starters, are going to be Joseph Day and Ken Law, with J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. Jalen Ramsey, Darius Williams, and Jason Verrett are our corners. Budda Baker and Jimmy Ward running our safety positions. And Fred Warner, Chandler Jones. I believe this is a little bit messed up, but Golden's going to be running our right outside linebacker position as well. We definitely could change it, but we're just going to leave it the same with the 3-4 settings there. And we're going to go ahead and get the simulation started here. For me, I think the Bucks, Packers, and the Rams are all pretty even. I think the Cowboys might have a little bit of a tough time, but we'll see what Madden thinks. So we're going to go ahead and advance through week by week just to check our records. We're going to play the Chicago Bears first. Should be a no contest. We're actually going to lose our first game against the Bears. Okay, not a good start for us. We're going to advance through week 2 here against the Indianapolis Colts. We're at 1-0. We're going to win it. And we had our first matchup here against the top-rated Bucks AFC South team. Tom Brady leading the helm. This is our first true test of the year. And we're going to take down Tom Brady's Bucks. So we have bragging rights right now so far over the NFC South. We have Arizona next. I'm going to go ahead and simulate that. 3-1. We got the Seahawks next. Of course, they don't have Russell Wilson. This should be a walk in the park for us. And we're going to lose to a Russell Wilson-less team. I believe I gave them Matt Stafford in the trade in the edits, but we have the Giants here, so I'm just going to exit out of here. Oops. And we're going to bounce back here. So we are 4-2. We have Detroit coming up. Again, we're still waiting for our next big opponent here. 5-2. We have Houston up next. So we're about halfway through. Maybe we're going to take a look at the stats here. So we are going to be 6-2. Not horrible. You know, we did have a couple losses that I was a little bit surprised on. But just overall stats-wise for the entire NFL. Russell Wilson, 15th in offensive passing yards, so a little interesting there. Overall quarterback Tom Brady with 21-3. Colin Kaepernick, again, EA leaving Kaepernick on the game, 22-7 with the Eagles. Patrick Mahomes is having a great year at 25-2. Rushing leaders through 8 games. Nick Chubb, 121 behind that offensive line. Derrick Henry, 110 a game, and Ezekiel Elliott, 101. Dalvin Cook leading up right behind them. I mean, Nick Chubb's on pace for 2,000 yards in this game. Devontae Adams, 723. Anthony Miller for the Texans is having a great year. Randall Cobb. Michael Thomas is your next best bet. And Cortland Sutton from the Chiefs. So a little bit surprising there. Anything on the defensive side of the ball? Sacks-wise, anything outrageous here? 15.5 sacks for Khalil Mack through 8 games. He's on pace for over 30. That's insane. And Josh Allen with 10.5. So these linebackers are getting to the ball because, I mean, the best offensive linemen aren't on the teams anymore. So interceptions, a bunch of guys with 3. So we're going to go ahead and get back to the simulation here. Again, we're going to keep a look at Khalil Mack's all-time sack record for a season, which he might be able to break in Madden. We're going to go ahead and advance the week. We have the Tennessee Titans. Another big matchup here. 6-2 against 4-4, and we're going to take down the Titans. So the AFC South not doing that well. They're below 500. And we got the 49ers up next. Big division game. I think the San Francisco 49ers are still solid. And we hit a bye. We hit our bye week here. We got the W against the 49ers. So we're looking pretty good here at 8-2. We're going to go ahead against our next big matchup, the NFC North, led by Aaron Rodgers. 8-2 versus 9-2. This might be the NFC Championship here. We're going to go ahead and simulate this. So we do take down the NFC North, and we took down the NFC South. So we are the top-notch class here. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming up here. It's 7-4. Pretty interesting. Again, the Jaguars didn't have a lot of guys taken from their squad, so the Arizona Cardinals are up next. We're going to go ahead and advance the week here. – 11-2. The Seahawks, who actually gave us one of our 2 losses, are up next. I'm going to go ahead and simulate this. 12-2. Couple games left in the year. We're doing pretty well. I think we might get that number 1 seed if we can hold off the Packers. 13-2, and we have the Ravens up next, who have Baker Mayfield. Just when I edited the rosters, Baker got traded for Lamar, so that's probably why they're doing so well. And we actually took an L to them, so we're 13-3. We got the 49ers left for a last game of the year. So we're going to finish 14-3, and we don't get the number 1 seed. But before we go take a look at the playoff bracket, we're just going to get into stats here for the year. I kind of want to see what everybody ended up with. Did anyone have a career year? Obviously, being 17 games in a year, a lot of passing records are going to be broken. Unfortunately, I hope they change something about that with their record book, and everything will just be fresh and new this year. So NFL totals, Tom Brady finishes with 5,401 yards, 52 touchdowns, 7 picks. Mahomes right behind him with 51-7, 47-16 for Colin Kaepernick. Unbelievable, to be honest with you. 39-6 for Herbert, pretty good year for him. Dak with 40-14. Rodgers, kind of an off year, 36-12 for him. Rushing yards. Nick Chubb finishes with 2,322 yards. That actually might be close to a record. 136 a game. He upped his average with 20 touchdowns. Derrick Henry again with another strong season. Elliott, Barkley, McCaffrey, and Jacobs. So they all did pretty well behind their improved offensive lines. Wide receiving, Michael Thomas, Again, nothing impressive here. 1,300 yards for a bunch of guys, 1,200s, all that good stuff. So let's get into the defensive player stats here. Everybody wants to see the total sack number for Khalil Mack. He actually finishes with only 23.5. Now, I say that because he had 15 through his first 8 games, but there's 3 guys with 20 or more sacks: Von Miller, Khalil Mack, and Ndamukong Suh. None of our other guys are up here. Josh Allen did finish with 16, so only 6 in his final 8 or 9-ish games. So Khalil Mack breaks the all-time sack record, and I wonder if that's good enough to get him the awards here, or yearly awards. That might be good enough to get him. Mahomes is actually going to win the MVP, and Brady had a better year. He's not even going to get a vote for MVP. That's insane. Coach of the Year, Urban Meyer, 11-6 for the Jags. Of course he would be. I mean, the guy finished the all-time the sacks, and he doesn't get a vote. I think that's just bias from the NFL, always giving it to an offensive player. But anyways, yeah. So let's get into the bracket. Let's take a look at the bracket, see where everybody finished. We of course have our first game here against the Giants. Actually, Giants getting in at 8-9, within below 500 record. So Chiefs are going to grab the number 1 seed. Patrick Mahomes leads the way there. The Browns are the 2nd seed. The Titans are the 6th seed. The Jets are a 3 seed. The Bills didn't make the playoffs. So the AFC East are going to be represented by the Jets. That's crazy. Taking a look at the NFC, the Cowboys do make the playoffs. We, of course, made the playoffs. The Packers are going to make it, and the Bucs are going to take the number 1 seed. So all 4 teams from the NFC make it. The Bills being eliminated from the AFC, but the Jets are in their place, so maybe the Jets can win it with a bunch of second-tier guys. Again, we didn't take many Jets players, so their roster did stay intact. But we're going to go ahead and sim against the Giants here. And we're going to get the W, 34-16. So taking a look at our bracket, if there's any surprises here so far. The Jags are going to get through. And the Jets take down the Titans. So the AFC South has been eliminated by the Jets. The Jets are going on a Cinderella story run here if they can take down the Browns. The Chiefs are, of course, still alive. And the Browns are still alive. The NFC here, we obviously win. The Cowboys have been eliminated by the Eagles. So the Cowboys NFC East, Dak Prescott-led team, bow out in the first round. I think a lot of people will be happy about that. And the Bears eliminate the NFC North Packers team, 35-31. Andy Dalton doing his thing apparently. So the Packers are out. So the only remaining teams are the Browns, Chiefs, Bucks, and Rams from their respective divisions. Crazy. I'm pulling for the Jets here. I'm definitely pulling for the Jets. We're going to go ahead and advance the week here. I think we're going to get past the Bears, but we'll see. They just took down the Packers. So yeah, we're going to get through pretty handily, 35-14. And we're going to take a look at the bracket again. It looks like the Bucks did make it through. And yes, the Jets Cinderella story ends in the second round of the divisional playoffs. The Chiefs do get past the Jags, so it's the AFC West against the AFC North, and the NFC West against the NFC South. So here we go. Russell Wilson versus Tom, and Mahomes versus Lamar. Who goes to the Super Bowl? Who's got the best players? Let's go ahead and sim the week here. I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa Bay beats us here, but both teams are very strong. So we are eliminated. We are going to sim the Pro Bowl. So the Buccaneers, according to Madden, according to Madden, the Buccaneers from the NFC South, and the Browns from the AFC North. So the AFC North and the NFC South have the two best groups of players according to Madden in this simulation. And we're going to go ahead and just advance and see what Madden thinks. Does Tom Brady get his 8th ring here? Or can the AFC North stop them? The AFC North is going to win the Super Bowl. So according to Madden, the Browns, representing the AFC North, Lamar Jackson will get his first Super Bowl, and the AFC North All-Star team is going to take it home. I wish we could see the stats from that game. Unfortunately, we can't. But congrats to the AFC North. Again, thank you for everybody who viewed the video. Go like, subscribe, follow our channel for more Madden content, and go follow your boy FSG Money. Actually, the guy who had the idea for this video, go watch him on Twitch at FSG Gaming or FSG Gaming. Go watch his Apex, and stay tuned for your next Madden video. We're hopefully going to be doing a lot more simulations. And yeah, peace.